Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Since the last video, I've just gone and filled in the rest of the area roughly with the housing, so it's all built up so that we don't have to build things in the middle of the night, and I'm not wasting time just trying to build those houses that we knew were going to go in, sort of where they were going to go. In this video, however, we're going to be doing a lot of detailing in this area. So you can see that some of the houses right now aren't sitting on the roads properly. We are going to be moving each and every house into its correct area. I'm just going to be talking through the way I'm doing this, and any ideas I come up with as I'm doing this, I'm sure I'll be sharing with you guys. But I think you guys will agree that this is, I mean, if I sort of, let's say, move to where this doctor's surgery is, I think you will agree that this is starting to look pretty awesome as a city. You know, as a whole, should I say. Lots of housing. This is slightly different types of housing in different places. And we could copy this housing and pop that housing out there again. We could have this housing continuing in that area. I'm definitely going to be doing Victorian housing somewhere out there. We have to do some Victorian housing in all that area. Is going to have to be Victorian, I think. In my opinion, that's how it's going to look best. But yeah, I think this is starting to look very much like a city, which is good, which is really good. So in this episode, we're going to, as I said, get some detailing done in this area and hopefully get that entire crescent properly completed. So stay tuned for that. Right, okay, not going to waste any time, going to get straight on with it. We're going to use the move tool, and we're going to grab all of these and move them forward to start with. That's the first thing we need to do. Now, there's a few differences that a few things that I've noticed that we might be able to change. And if I was to do this and press M, you can see that here we've got sort of a house and then nothing. We could try and turn this in. I'm going to see what would happen if we turn this in, and so it's sort of like a rounded area. I don't know, I don't think that's possible here, but I think on this side it's very much possible, and I'd like to try that. So that's what we're going to start with. I think that's the idea. That's going to have to be, because if that doesn't work, then obviously we're sort of stuck. So let's go ahead and start moving these. So you use the left and right mouse button to move these into place, and I think we should probably start moving them from... See, the only problem is it's an outside. That's the only issue. But you can see that this thing has a window there, so you could theoretically try and do this. You see. Just have three essentially detached houses that slowly meet up. So you see now this one's going to have to be a lot further back to try and match these angles. Right, how are we looking with this right now? So go around three of those. I mean, it's not really looking great, is it? Unless we actually did want to split each house up and give it a bit of a gap, in which case we could make this look really, really awesome here. If each house had a gap. No, I feel like I've ruined that. Right, let's go back. Let's put these back where they were. It's going to be a mission again. Shouldn't be too difficult. As long as we can get them lined up. There we go. Yeah, it seems to sitting just as well as the rest of them. There we go. if I hold shift, it sort of puts it in a much easier mode, higher performance mode, I think. So that's why you see things disappear. But obviously that's not helpful for other things. Now I'm just debating whether I should leave that blank, leave that area open. I think I might, and just start this house here. Now, the idea on this is each one's going to be 90. It's going to be a perpendicular, so we're going to have a 90-degree angle, as you can see there, to wherever that front path is touching. Which may not be the best of ideas, but we're going to have to see. I'll try and get this fairly close. There we go. And we'll sort out the fencing and stuff for this. That's a later date. Okay, next house. So this is where it's going to be interesting to say the least in how these houses are going to pan out, because it should give us, if this all works out properly, this should give us a perfect rounded shape if it works out properly. I'm just thinking whether I should make these touch as well. Like if I did that and moved it slightly back and then turned this and, you know, did all the working out on this, would that look better as it went all the way around? I mean, I know there'll be a gap at the back of each house, which is highly annoying. In fact, it's so annoying, I really don't want that. So I'm actually going to ensure that each house has a gap. Okay. This isn't easy, I have to admit. This is not easy, because though each house has a gap, it should still, if you look out, it should still follow the same rounded circle. In theory. Right, let's move these all roughly into place. So you're going to go about there, like so. You're going to go about here, or roughly like that. You can be dragged along, and you're going to need to turn quite a lot more. Sharper angle there. So we can get a little bit closer. Maybe like that. I mean, it's already started to look pretty nice. That is. Yes, it is individual housing, and maybe not the ideal. Nope. That's perfect. That actually looks perfect. That looks like a proper. In a way, I just want to keep it like that. That's fair. Okay, I like that. I like that very much. These need to move forward, don't they? They still need to move a little bit forward. We'll sort that out afterwards. You can go here. Now, I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to these fires and stuff. I don't know where the fire brigade are going to go. That's why I'm trying to keep these as close as I possibly can. I hope they go to the house as opposed to anywhere else. Actually, speaking of fire brigade, one of the most annoying things about Cities Skylines, and this is the one thing that I hope they really do fix, and quickly, is responses of emergency services, because the vehicle AI, no matter how advanced, we have all these different mods for vehicle AIs, they do not seem to care when there's an emergency vehicle there. They just don't seem to care whatsoever. So, what happens is you can have things burning down, and, well, that's pretty much the gist of it, isn't it? You end up with things burning down. That gap's a little bit big, I think. I'm going to try and keep these gaps fairly even, because I think that's going to be correct. There we go. That's about right. Now, these ones should all be quite easy to pop into place. But you can see just how long this takes. But it's absolutely brilliant, and I want you guys to be able to experience this with me, the building of the city itself. Anything outside of the city, or once I've done this a few times, if people want me to not do that and just dump in random buildings, then I'll have to do it off camera, which means it'll end up on Patreon instead. But I think that this would be quite enjoyable. Of course, the whole traffic manager and all of that stuff is also going to be really important. But for this, we're going to do this. I mean, we've done a village out there. We've done some traffic. Do we use traffic president? Sorry, traffic manager president edition. We've done that. We've created roundabouts. We've laid roads out. So just to keep it, I don't want everything to be exactly the same. So of course I won't be doing this in the next episode, for example. This is all going to be done in this one episode. I think that needs to be a little bit like that, doesn't it? Once I've done these three, I'm just going to zoom out, have a look what we've got. That's not what I meant to do. I ended up moving the road. That's a bad idea. Moving the road is a bad idea. That's going to just cause trouble. I knew it was trouble when it walked in. References. I say references. I mean, it's not really a reference, is it? Well, it is a reference, but not like one of my references. It's a pop culture reference. Literally. There you go. Alright, let's have a look. We're over halfway through it. So if we pop down to this level, what do we see? You know what? That's not bad at all. That is really not bad. I wish there was something more at the front. I really wish there was more at the front. Because if you have a look at this, for example, right here, the grass is just, well, plain and dull. So it'd be nice if there were walls or something like that. But that really does look nice. I think we should continue. I think we should definitely continue with that. So that part looks far better than, I suppose, than this road. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, this road looks a bit dull. This area looks a bit dull, but you go down here and you think, ooh, that's fancy. That's really fancy. So, yeah. Let's continue. Let's get the rest of the housing. Surprisingly, we haven't run out of houses yet. I have a feeling we might, but not yet. At least on the outside. On the inside, I know we're going to run out of housing. I say I know. I don't know. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm fairly sure we're going to run out of housing. Right, let's try and fix this up a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Might move all of these forward just a little bit. But I won't do that on camera. I might do one or two on camera, but certainly not the rest. It's just too long. It'll be a waste of an episode. I feel like there's an extra gap just there between those two. Yeah, I think there is. That's okay. Doesn't really matter. Not for now. The idea is to get this done and make it look right. I think we're going to run out of housing. Maybe one house too short. Looking at where all this is, all these houses are going. There we go. Is that a big gap or so? That's about, no, it needs to be slightly smaller. There you go. And then you can go... Not there, that's too close. That's probably a bit too close too. There. Okay. And the next one. Just looking at this. Do we leave these houses connected, or do we actually give them the gap? That's the big question. That right there is the big question. Because if we leave them connected, fine, but is that going to make them look out of place? Here we go. That's looking decent still. All the way around. Look at that. Oh, that makes your eyes go funny. That one does. Right, continue. Right, let's drag these roughly into place again. About there. It's about there. I think that's about right. Just do that and twist it. The only thing you have to worry about here, or be careful about whilst doing this, is that as you're twisting it, you have to think about the pivot point. So the pivot's back there, so when you twist it, it's going to twist about that axis. And that might cause some issues sometimes, because you've thought about something, and I'm looking at it, for example, lining up from the front, and I've got to take that into consideration. But with those two houses, then we've just got, if we move, let's move these houses forward right now, so we know how far forward we're bringing them. There. Then we've got 1, 2, 3 houses, 4, 5. That's all we've got left. I think 5 houses may not be enough. Not for this. Yeah, I've got a feeling 5 houses may not be enough for this. Rubbish. There, and you go. Not straight. There we go. There. You can be dragged along. You're fine to be dragged along. And you're going to end up probably like that. And you've got you're also going to be dragged along. You're going to end up like that. And then, do you really need to be dragged along? So now I think there needs to be one extra house. Just one more needs to go there. So I'm going to clone. I'll clone this one, and then we'll work on it from there. They probably are wondering why have I done that. The reason I've done that is so I can see the front pathway. Because otherwise I couldn't see the front pathway, and therefore I cannot correctly make this one extra bit. Okay. There's our housing. On the outside anyway. Doesn't look too bad. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 houses on the Crescent, on the outer part of the Crescent. That's not bad. I actually like how that is. I like that so much. I actually do not want to put... I genuinely do not want to put housing on the inside. I kind of want to leave that as it is. Leave that crescent open. Have that as a little bit of a park. Let's try that. Yeah. Let's try that. Let me put fence. What's this? Nope. Modern fence. I don't want. I need a better fence than that. Non-conforming fence. No. Just a nice fence. Yeah, could you put those at the back of the house? I don't know. I know what fence I'm looking for, but okay. How about forget a fence? Let's look for a wall instead. Wall. So many walls. Wall, all. Prop. Is that what it's supposed to be? No. Growable. Net structures. Here we go. Retaining wall. What? Really? It's tiny. There's nothing there. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is either. Trench. Oh, trench ruins. Okay. That's a road itself. Oh, there's loads of walls. Here we go. Loads of walls. Loads of walls. I don't want to use these railways. There we go. Let's put a brick wall at the back of these houses. I know it's a bit silly, but I'm just going to see what it looks like when we put those in. You know what? It doesn't look that bad to have a brick wall at the back of a house like that. And what was the brick wall built for? That's the question. The reason we build a brick wall is because we are going to... We could use a stone wall. There are so many different types of walls we can use. Too many choices. Okay, the reason we're using this brick wall is because over here I'm going to build a... There's one of those paths. Path. There it is. Just like that. And then we're going to have a little... We're going to put little bits of little things here. For example, football. Okay. Not net structures. That's not clever. All. Football. That's too big. Tiny one. Tiny one. Tiny. Tiny. Smaller than that. No. Really, really small. No. Sure. UK Park goalposts. No. Just these. There you go. Just a couple of goalposts, you know, for people to play in. Kids to play around. One can go there. Just play some football or something. And kids like doing that. There you go. We'll plonk a few trees in. Trees. There's a tree. Tree there, tree there, tree there, tree there. There you go. Some trees. Lovely. What else do we want here? Let's look for some bushes. What do we have? What on earth is that? What's this? Yeah, let's have some bushes right here. Look. There. There. And on this side. Here. And here. Perfect. And I guess, I mean, you could put them here, but also just going to put a fence. I know what kind of fence I want. Can I find a UK fence? I know exactly what kind of fence I want. There they are. That's the one. Just to ensure that people do not get hurt or run out into the road easily. These are difficult to place. I want to try and place these correctly the first time, so that we're not using the move it tool so much. These are not turning out to be easy to place. Probably because I really shouldn't, I'm using the wrong ones, but it's easier for me to use these than the other ones. See how that looks. Let's just see how that looks first of all. That's actually really, really nice. I actually like that very, very much. Yeah, I do like that very, very, very much. It's a shame this one doesn't have a... This one's not one of the ploppable ones. So, you know, you can easily climb over the fence. It's not a problem. But it's just some safety for children. And, by the way, we are going to be working on a park soon. Just to give you a heads up. Definitely going to be working on a park. And I think some planning for that probably is going to be on Patreon. Where I plan up the park and what I'm going to do with it, or where it's going to be. So I can give that a bit of a whirl. How far am I through this place? I'm hoping I'm more than halfway. I think I am definitely coming up towards 3/4 of the way through. But I can't tell anymore. There you go. Oh yeah, we're almost done. It's more than 3/4 of the way through. There you go. And we can just go ahead and use this one. Turn it around like that. There's the end. On this side, we've already got that. And there we have it. There's our little fence. There's our little park area. That's pretty nice. Just a little football net. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the move it tool to... Oh dear. Oh dear. Ah no, hold on. That will do. I'm just going to drop this down a little bit. I don't want this to be too high up. There we go. That's fairly nice. Awesome. And there we have it. That's I think that is a pretty nice way to end this episode. That's actually really nice. In fact, no, we can't end the episode yet. We haven't finished this bit off. Trees. Trees. Do we just have UK tree? No, we just have to look for tree. How did I get that wrong? What's this? Regular crown. No, what kind of trees would go here? Or would it go for bushes? You know, that's going to be a difficult one to think of, because what could potentially see you could actually have a path going up there around the back. Interesting. What I am going to do though is pop some ash trees in, because I like ash trees. And you know, we'll try and do something with this area eventually. There you go, like that, and then we'll say, well, that tree can be removed. Planted some trees up there, and we will remove trees that were there. I mean, it's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. So that is where I'm going to end it. I think we've got, that tree up there. That is actually really, really quite nice. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to the channel for more episodes. I'm just trying to find a really good screenshot location. For more episodes of Cities Skylines, leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. I think that's the shot right there. Also, you can find me on social media at ecgadgetlp for both Twitter and Instagram. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time in Cities Skylines and the city of Affenford, where, well, I mean, we're just getting started here. We really are just getting started. So there's a lot to come. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing next time, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be something just as cool as building something like this. So I'll see you guys then.